Hello and welcome to Story Dude, the hottest channel on YouTube, where a team of expert story pickers have scoured Reddit and found the best stories for you.
My husband admitted that he had a daughter from a one-night stand. This took place last week. I'm a 35-year-old female, met my 42-year-old husband 7 years ago and got married 4 years ago. He only dated his high school sweetheart for 14 years, then she passed away. After that, he never dated till I came around. Or at least that's what he told me. During the 3rd year of our marriage, I noticed significant change in his behavior. His alcohol addiction raised to the surface after he got kicked out of his job and cut contact with most family members. He was doing fine, was sociable, had a good relationship with his family and was rational most of the time, but then it's like he did a 180 turn. I helped him get help for his addiction and he thankfully started getting his life together. He even found a better job that pays well. Last week, I got home from work and the minute I walked in I heard him crying, like full-on sobbing. I freaked out, looked for him and found him upstairs on the floor sitting and sobbing. I remember myself freaking out yelling, "Who died, and what happened, and if he was okay?" It took me well over 20 minutes to get him to calm down. He then said he wanted to tell me something. I got worried just by looking in his eyes, but what he said was not something I'd expect in a million years. He reminded me of the 3rd year of our marriage when he started drinking and fighting with everybody. I said what about it, and he told me that he had a one-night stand around the time of his brother's wedding and got the woman pregnant. I was stunned, completely stunned. He said that every single one of the family knew and they pressured him to do the right thing and be a dad for this child, but he refused. As a result, his family fought with him, but the woman still kept the baby, which was a girl, but she died at the age of 5 months due to health problems. My husband's family raged at him and that's when he started drinking, and that's when his depression and job loss came. He said he felt guilty for his daughter's passing and said that he felt like he had rejected and abandoned her and eventually lost her. He admitted visiting her few times and holding her. He even said he thought a lot about being involved in her life, was afraid I'd walk away if I found out about her. I couldn't say a word to respond. I just took a chair and sat down because it felt like a hot cold wave hitting me all of a sudden. He started crying, saying that he was sorry and that he made a mistake, but his daughter meant something to him and he just couldn't hide it anymore. He said that I can decide to leave if I want, but he was done hiding how he feels about losing his flesh and blood. I still didn't know what to say. I kept thinking about how my life just got ruined. I mean, we were just discussing the possibility to start trying for a baby. This was not something I'd see coming in a million years. He wants us to move past his infidelity because he got his punishment by losing his daughter. I packed a bag and went to stay with my mom. It's been days since we've talked and even now I'm still in disbelief and don't know what to do. I still haven't told my family yet. Well, that sucks. That's a couple of years of lying and nobody from his family bothered to tell you. That's a big fuck you. Not sure how to come back from that. Am I the only one that is bothered by the fact that he made it completely about himself and his grief, and him cheating on you only seemed like a byproduct? He is completely victimizing himself. Wow. Well, I'd divorce him. He lied for years, forced you to suffer through his addiction and his shitty family, all covered for his ass. I don't think you can recover from that. I'm also curious why this all came out now. Not only did he cheat, but he seemingly had unprotected sex, further exposing you to any number of diseases. It is a pretty big deal and it's okay to give it proper weight. What to respond to? I have a boyfriend. I am 26. Just asked a girl in the library if she wants to get a coffee with me. She thought for a moment and then replied, "Okay, but I do have a boyfriend." Then I thought for a second, smiled and said, "All right, then I will just keep walking," and left. Would you handle this differently? I don't want to prey on a relationship obviously and don't pressure her. And I mean, we all knew what was implied. So yeah, the question is, how would you handle this? TLR. How to respond to, I have a boyfriend. Edit. I'm not a native English speaker. I don't think she actually said, okay, and it is kinda lost in translation. Imaging, it was more of an acknowledgement. She might have still agreed for a coffee since we both are students at our university, and as far as I can tell she currently is alone in the library. As am I, since all my friends are finished with my exams. I think you both handled it fine. She was upfront about having a boyfriend and made it clear that it would be as friends only, and you've made it clear you were asking as more of a date scenario. No harm done either way. Okay, but I do have a boyfriend. Oh, sorry to bother you, then. And walk away. No stress, have a good one, and shake it off. You will seem cool and she will feel good about herself. What you did works just fine. It's nice that you're not the kind of tool who thinks you can still hit that. You were both up front and parted cordially. You were respectful and didn't waste her time. She was respectful and didn't waste yours. Understandable, have a good day. I think you both handled it perfectly. You asked her out, she let you know that she has a boyfriend, so a coffee would be okay as long as you were okay just going as friends. You made clear you understood and didn't want to go for coffee just as friends and meant it as a date. You both were clear and open about what you wanted and were okay with. My girlfriend acting colorist to our son. I have a white dad and a black mom. I'm a light-skinned guy while my girlfriend is dark-skinned. At our baby shower, my girlfriend made a joke to my auntie who's white saying, "I wonder if our son is going to be dark-skinned or at least brown-skinned." A lil weird, but I was kinda wondering how he'd look as well, no problem. Our son is 3 months and has sandy brown hair, light skin and has hazel eyes. She makes weird ass jokes about him looking white passing. When she said she thought our son would be brown skin or dark skin, I ain't gon' lie, it did make me feel some type of way. So I told her that was some weird ass shit to say about our son, and she went off me talking about she thought we were gonna have a son that looks more like us because he'd be more black than white. And I told her if that was the whole problem, why was she with a mixed person? If you knew you wanted your child to not look white, you feel me, so it's like damn, all do a sudden it's a problem. Of course, her family gonna agree with her, but let it have been me saying, I wish our son would be light skinned. Maybe I'm overreacting because of course you gonna want your first child to look like you and act like you, but to be bitter that they don't is sad. Nah, you're 200% right, your wife is on bullshit. Your girlfriend is ignorant, she needs a lesson in genetics so she can stop going off of what she thinks cause she sounds stupid. Your wife should love that child no matter what his skin color is. It's people like her who keep shit like racism going. I'm sure your son is beautiful just the way he is. Don't let her try to put doubts in his head when he grows up. It's bad enough society is shitty when it comes to this sort of stuff. He doesn't need it at home. He will never accept himself or feel comfortable in his own skin if his mom can't love him unconditionally. You should really try to explain this to her. Your girlfriend is absolutely being colorist. Keep an eye on the interactions she has with your son. Those comments can appear innocent, but they aren't. What happens if you have another child that has darker skin? Will she treat them better because of that? Try having a conversation with her about the repercussions of this way of thinking. Help, I think my girlfriend is trying to trick me into getting her pregnant. So I, 26M, have been seeing my partner, 23F, for about 5 months now. When we started seeing each other, we both agreed that either of us wanted children yet, and we would discuss these things later on in the relationship once we was both ready. Because of this, when we started dating we was using condoms as birth control, which was working fine. However, after a month or so we both made the decision that we would stop using condoms and my girlfriend would start taking the pill. This was great for the first month, however for some reason I had suspicions that she had stopped taking the pill without telling me. This was a big thing for me as I really do not want any children just yet, and I only agreed to unprotected sex on the idea that she was taking the pill. Because of this, and I'm not proud that I did. While she was in the shower I checked how many pills she had left. The number in the packet didn't match up with the amount of days she has supposedly been taking them. I kept this information to myself for about a week and then checked the pills again. Once again the number of pills hasn't changed. I'm really scared that she is trying to get herself pregnant and not tell me. I don't know what to do or how to approach her about this. Any help would be appreciated. Thank you. It is completely beyond me why you would keep having sex with her after you started suspecting she was lying about taking birth control. Stop. Tell her that you're concerned she hasn't been keeping up with her because, and see what she says. And if you really don't want children, don't rely on only one type of contraception. The pills is very effective with perfect use, but I think everyone knows at least one kid who beat the odds and was conceived while their mom was on the pill. Hell, I know someone who got pregnant while they used condoms and the pill, but at least there's still a much lower risk when you double up. You stop having sex with someone you don't trust.